What's up, AfterBuzzers? We are in the home stretch. We have 2 episodes left. Well, technically now 1 episode left of season 3 for This Is Us. This is episode 17, R&B. It is the entire evolution of Randall and Beth. You won't want to miss any of it. And we have some amazing news, so stay tuned.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
I still love it.
Still don't know what to do.
I'm getting used to it. Guys, this episode was insane. What's up, everyone? My name is Candice Cruz, and I am joined with, we're missing 2 of our panelists, but tonight I have my beautiful, beautiful Parris Rose. She gives the, what's your YouTube show?
Unpopular opinion.
She gives the unpopular opinion. So sorry, I missed that. I do watch it. She gives the unpopular opinion. And I think last week we actually had a lot of unpopular opinions. We may change some of that this episode. But Parris, you're my one and only. You're right there with me.
Oh,
Thank you for being there.
Love you.
I love you too. Girl.
Thanks for hearing my unpopular opinions.
I am very interested. What is your overall thoughts with your unpopular opinion of this episode?
Ooh. See, I don't know if I have an unpopular opinion this week.
Well, we clearly had one last week. We didn't realize we did.
In the moment I had no idea we had such an unpopular opinion. Whew. This week, I feel like I'm a little bit more objective. I see the pros and cons to both Randall and Beth. I see the right and wrong for both Beth and Randall. So I just really liked the dialogue. I liked how this whole marriage and this kind of breakdown was depicted. I felt like it was so real once again. So no unpopular opinion. I really liked it.
I like what you said. Well, it's really interesting for me watching the 2 of them because I can understand where everyone would have their own opinion and their lens. Because some people side more with Randall, some people side more with Beth. But when you really watch it completely objectively, you realize that there was an equal part within the buildup and the dissolving of this relationship. Now, we obviously don't know what is going to come of Randall and Beth now that we've watched this episode. I thought we were going to get complete answers. Yeah. We didn't. We just basically got the backstory of them. It's interesting that it went the opposite direction in the sense of at the beginning, Randall was so sure of himself. He was like, I'm going to marry her one day. And Little Randall.
Okay.
From the very get-go, Little Randall was just like, this is my person. She was not that way. Yeah. And at the end, it almost felt, and we can talk about this obviously, but for me when I was watching it, I feel like Beth was just pushing the buttons, but she wanted to be the one that said, I can't do this anymore. But when he flipped the script, she's like, oh no, I don't know how I feel about this. Yeah. I wanted him to give me the speech and to reaffirm me and be like, no, baby, it's okay. Yeah. Yes, have your dreams. Like she was passive aggressively in the end having this argument.
I got that same exact feeling. I think she said what she needed to say.
Right.
And she has no apologies. She doesn't regret what she says.
Totally get it.
But when she saw his response and the fact that Randall was done and he was walking out and she wasn't telling him to go sleep in his cot, I think she was like, wait, I think she, for the first time, thought what could life be without Randall?
Right.
He's really walking away from me. And I think that was a surprise for her.
And I think in the end of her conversation, she is like, I've been steamrolled by you the whole time. Yeah. I don't think I agree with that. I think in parts, yes, 100%. But again, I think it's a mutual thing. I think by watching her reaction at the end, she knows how to navigate this relationship as well. So she knows how to make him come to her rescue and give her the fluff words and the affirmations that she needs, just as much as he knows when to give it to her. And she also knows when she needs to support him.
Yeah.
Like, we just know how we get it. So even when he was like, these are your words, baby doll, this is what you're saying. Yeah. You're saying that you got steamrolled in this relationship. You did not. They both had equal part in it. They knew how to, manipulation is not the best word for this circumstance, but it could be used loosely. So they knew how to manipulate each other.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way. Don't take it in the bad way. I'm meaning people know how to navigate relationships. Yeah. I know how you react to certain things. So if I want to push you in a certain direction, I can push your buttons or I can pull you back in. People know how to do that with me. It's just when you're with someone long enough, he kind of figured out.
Exactly. I also don't really agree with the word steamrolling.
I didn't like it either.
I don't think that's what he did because I feel like that's more aggressive and more conscious. And that's totally not Randall at all. But I do understand what she meant, that he's less aggressive about it, but he has this way of commanding the attention, taking it over. And she gave examples like, with the campaign, with his job, even from the beginning, with the nacho, even the proposing constantly. It's always like his way. And so I get what she's saying. She's had to put a lot on the back burner. But at the same time, this is where communication is key. I didn't agree with Beth last episode because I was like Randall. I was caught off guard. Where's this coming from? I thought we were happy. And now I see where it's coming from. It's coming from the beginning. So she held this resentment this whole time, 20-something years. She's felt this way and never said anything, and she let it explode. And Randall's confused, and now I get where she's coming from. But you had this whole time to discuss this and let him know, like, air out your grievances. And she waited until the last minute where she exploded. And I think that's where she's wrong.
And going off of that, I think Randall continuously over the entire 3 seasons has been priding himself on the communication that him and Beth have. Mm-hmm. And if that's something that you pride yourself on and that you both discuss, Randall thought everything was out in the open. And then we realized that Beth was having surface level communication and only in-depth conversations when she felt comfortable having the in-depth conversations. So this one insecurity that she has had for so long, you can understand where we would be caught off guard.
Exactly.
And I understand her perspective now that she's explained it all, totally get it. But you don't know how another person's going to react either. Like, they have every right to react however they want to, just as much as you have every right to react whatever way you want to. But I also think she kind of, how do I go around this? With the proposal, for example. Mm-hmm. And for all of you guys, I'm sorry that we're jumping around this episode, but because it is such just a Randall Beth centric episode, we're just going to have kind of an open forum regarding like their relationship. Obviously, we have the beginning dating down to like the big confrontation. But when it came to the proposal and the proposals, the conversation with Beth and Rebecca at the mini golf course. And then obviously Randall's there. Yeah. You can, number one, see Randall's a mama's boy. Oh, 100%. Yes. Duh. Which I don't think it was very appropriate of him to be like, you can say whatever you want to say in front of my mother. No, you can't. This is a partnership, not a trio. Yeah. But when she made the comment of, like, I don't want to fall victim to not victim, what was her words? Fall to the side of my husband.
Something like that, like...
Or lay down everything for my husband.
Lose myself in my husband.
Something like that. Yes. One of these words. Yes. And then she kept talking about wanting to find herself. Yeah. But yet within this time frame, we don't ever see herself actually sticking to her word by finding herself.
Yeah.
So if you want to find yourself, then actually attempt to find yourself.
Yeah.
Don't just like let someone persuade you into having a proposal if you literally that morning told him that you need to find yourself.
Exactly. It's confusing. Beth is
You're giving mixed messages.
Yes. She has not vocalized how she's really feeling about anything, which is really bizarre. Like the Randall mentioned it in the big blowout. This whole time she's pretending to be this damsel in distress and so weak, but she's such a strong woman. She normally says what's on her mind. And so excuse him for not understanding that sometimes she's going to say what's on her mind, but other times she's going to be passive about it. Like the hotel, the grocery scene. It really bugged me because on both parts, but it bugged me on Beth's part where she got caught out trying to have her whole hotel night and her 24 hours. It bugged me out on Beth's part because, okay, yes, Randall's a smooth speaker and the guys are talking about living single and you realize he really does want to come with me and he's kind of guilting her in a way, slyly guilting her by saying like, oh, that's a good episode, you know. He wants her to invite him, but she's a strong woman. You say, well, all right, see you in 24 hours. I think that was her time to take her 24 hours. It's her time to stand up for herself. And she didn't. How is that Randall's fault? I just don't get it.
It's not. And I mean, I can understand where she would be like, I hate it when people pout. And he was pouting.
He was pouting.
He was totally pouting.
Yeah.
Men pout a lot. Yes. I've noticed. So sorry, Min. But what I did find interesting too, going off of that and going back to the big speech, is where Randall was like, your whole MO has been that you have been the matriarch and the leader of this family. So if that's your MO, then excuse me for not understanding why you are leading this argument with being a damsel in distress. Yes. And you see those moments, you had every opportunity, whether he was going to pout or not, let him pout. He's fine with it. Mm-hmm. There was no big blow up argument this time that you brought up beforehand, because of course women remember everything and decide to bring it up. Of last time I went 24 hours away from you, you made this whole big ordeal. By the time I could leave, I was too tired. He's letting you have it.
Yeah.
He literally, even if he's not happy about it, he's like, okay, I'll see you in 24 hours. I'll be like, okay, I love you. Goodbye.
Yes. Thank you for understanding. Bye. Why didn't she do that?
I don't know.
But before we get more into this, because I actually want to go back to the intro, how they met their first day. I do want to start there.
Let's do that.
All around. But before we get into that, guys, I just wanted to thank you guys for helping us become the ESPN of TV talk. Yes. We have so many shows, reality, drama, comedy. There's a plethora of TV shows for you super fans to watch and comment on, and you guys do, and we totally appreciate that. But you guys have to make sure to subscribe. If you don't subscribe, you will miss all of these amazing things that we got going on here. So also hit that little bell below. It will let you know when we have a show. It notifies you.
That's the notification button.
Yes, it's new. I didn't know what that bell was.
I like it.
So even though you subscribed, you might miss the notifications if you don't hit that bell.
And that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be getting all the emails either.
Exactly.
But you can specialize, I'm assuming, now with the bell.
You can.
That if you just want to watch the This Is Us stuff.
Exactly.
And not the other stuff.
And when you watch that This Is Us stuff, remember to give us 5-star rating. We're also on iTunes. We need that 5-star love because we deserve it. We deserve it. And guys, remember to also comment. You guys have been doing amazing. We don't mind if you disagree. I love to agree to disagree. How about you, Candice? Candice is about that.
Yep. All about it.
So that's all I have for you. Thank you guys. We really appreciate it. And we have one more show.
I can't believe it.
It's been a long journey.
It's been a very long journey. But I you know what I do like about all the comments and stuff is that the fact that there is a TV show that is allowing this much dialogue for people to have about the human experience and about relationship experiences, whether or not you agree with them, I think it's a beautiful thing that we're allowing the dialogue to happen versus it just being surface level. So you may not agree with us, totally understandable. Get your point across, but we love you guys. So thank you for continuing to do that. You take it away. I'm going to follow your lead when it comes to the whole first date because I want to hear your opinions on the first date.
I was so excited about this first date. I just didn't know what to expect. It was predictable that Randall was going to be nervous and kind of a little bit of a nerd about all of this. It devastated me to see how tough Beth was. I was trying to put myself in her position, and probably in college freshman year, not no one, but most people don't want the good guy. And Randall was totally the good guy. I mean, he tried to make everything perfect. The flowers, the suit, the fancy restaurant. Like, she came in a hoodie. I think I would be more like a Beth in that situation. Like, he's cute, he's nice, but
I've never been on a date in a hoodie.
Yeah, in a hoodie, no. But probably I would have thought casual.
Yeah, like cute top into jeans and some heels.
And some heels. I don't know how casual heels are.
Wedges.
Okay, wedges.
Listen, my legs look better in heels.
Most women's legs look better in heels. I'm just gonna say that. But no, I think I would have been more like, oh, he's cute, but what a nerd. You know, he's trying too hard. I'm over it. But she vocalized it so much. She was so hard on him, and she was like, it was like zinger after zinger, like. And he was still for it. He still liked her.
But he fell in love with that Beth.
I know he did.
And I think that's why he loves her so much in the regards of like when she is exuding her power. Like from the get-go, she was powerful. I also, it's very interesting to see the way that their upbringing was very different. And we've noticed that throughout the entire season. But like at the moment where he said we need to pay at the beginning of the meal, Randall and Beth had very different takes on the check situation, which made me angry.
Me too.
Like, I'm sorry. What year was this?
Sometime in the 90s. So, yeah.
Y'all. Okay, I'm just gonna let that be. Either way, I think it was interesting in the sense of, I think Beth, from a young age up to when she decides to become Beth from Bethany, we've seen in the past episodes that she had to be a fighter.
Yeah.
She had to be very independent because dance, number one, gives you so much like structure.
Yeah.
But also with her mother and her dad. And then Randall was always babied. And everything he did was perfect. He was always the number one, goody two shoes, never got criticism other than bullied from his brother, and that's about it.
A sheltered life.
A sheltered life. Exactly. And he's like, I was raised by white parents. Like there's a very big divide on the way that they were raised. And I think you see that at the beginning. And I think we even see that, and I've never even really noticed it too much, of the evolution of their relationship.
Oh, yeah. I just really wonder when Beth changed, because obviously we see her young college Beth, and she is strong. She's like, let's just leave this restaurant right now, which I was like, yes, Beth, leave that restaurant. It's wrong. So when did this strong, outspoken Beth, who's like, you know what, you're just too weak, you're just too this for me, turn into this someone who can't disclose how she's feeling about things?
Love.
When did that? Yeah. She, like she said, she broke her promise. She lost herself in the marriage.
So here's a good question for you and for everybody. When you lose yourself, are you more mad at the person or are you mad at yourself?
So I think this has two answers. I, most likely in my real life, would be more mad at the person. I would think, you allowed me, like she said, you've allowed me to, which that's no one else's fault. It's no one else's job, you know? But I would think that too. You've allowed me. You could have stopped me. But that's not his job. So I think there's two answers. I would probably say that it's the person's fault, but really it's just you. You can control. You are the one in control of your life, and that's it.
I think she's mad at herself.
Yeah.
And I think we see that in the last shot when she's not sleeping in the bed. I think she realizes, I'm not saying that this whole dissolving is her fault. I think it's a mutual partnership. But I think when it comes to the whole conceding on your dreams, you made that conscious decision. You decided to step back. Because she was here's the thing, she's such a determined, strong, hard-headed girl, which is in a positive way at the beginning. She is steadfast, going for her dreams and trying to figure out who she is with the absence of her father, and now trying to figure out who she was without dance. She needed to figure out who she was because she never got to with her mother either. I think her mother always kind of ruled that as well, of like, well, dance is over and now you have to choose and you have to pick a new thing. So I get that. But at the end of it all, Randall never asked you, at least we haven't seen, to concede on any of your dreams. And if anything, if you're telling him these are your dreams, he's supporting you full fast, and then you decide to switch gears on him, and he's asking for a partnership. So I get where both parts are coming from, but I think back to my original question, because I'm talking myself into a loop, is that I really just think that I personally, if I was in this situation, I would be more mad at myself.
Yeah.
And I would be pointing fingers so that I can at least take some of the blame off, because it's going to be too heavy of a blame that I'm putting on myself.
I think that's where that's kind of where I was going. But also, in Beth's defense, I do feel like Randall could have been a little bit more in tune with how Beth was feeling. Beth is so in tune with how Randall's feeling. She knows when he's going to have a blow up. She knows when he's stressed. She knows how to stop him before he jumps off the cliff.
Yeah.
And so I think that after all this years of being together and growing together, he could at least realize that something's off with Beth, realize that she actually hasn't pursued anything that she really wanted to. So, I mean, it's not his fault per se, but they are a team. This is a partnership, and he should have noticed.
I agree. And going off of that, being on Team Randall as well, I completely lost my train of thought. It was, I think, too, is that being Team Beth, being Team Beth is that Randall does make it all about himself. It's the Randall show. And this is not the only person that has told him that. His siblings have told him that as well. And he always makes anything about him, whether it's the nachos, where he's like, I'll never eat nachos again, or going to the hotel of like, well, why don't you want to be with us for 24 hours? Everything always ends up being directed back towards him. So I totally understand where she can, I don't think steamroll is the right word, but I can understand where she's coming from in the regards of like, this has been the Randall show and I've just been supporting and living in it.
Yeah.
Because he never takes that moment to kind of see through both lenses.
It's true.
I think him giving her the fluff and giving her the adoration is just as much making it a show about him, of like, look at how good of a husband I am, rather than it just genuinely being like, this is because I love you.
Yeah.
I never thought of it that way, but yeah, it's kind of that way too.
Yeah.
Like his adoration being like, look at me, I'm a great husband, is still making him feel better about himself.
Exactly.
Than the genuineness, not saying that he's not genuine, but then the genuineness that giving it just to Beth, just because.
Exactly. I do feel like Beth is more sincere with Randall. She wants to help him.
Yes.
She will do anything. And while while Randall, like you were saying, just is kind of, he thinks he wants to help, but really he's just like, look how good I am.
Yeah.
Like even like being a councilman, I think he's like, yes, he wants to help these people, but he also wants to be like, you see what I did? I came in there and changed lives. So it's really always goes back to him. I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. It's like he's doing good, but the purpose is kind of selfish. So is it still good? Do we disregard the reason? I don't know.
And I wonder if it comes down to his wanting affirmation and his approval. Because he never really knew where he fit in. So if you make yourself a way of fitting in, then it's okay.
It's true.
The insecurity there.
I suppose. Just a random side note.
Yes.
I was also extremely happy to see William back in this episode.
I know. I love William.
It was really good to see him.
William let some tidbits too that I didn't realize. When they're in the grocery store, he's like, I'm gonna let you use this communication that you talk about. Because remember, we throw it back a couple seasons ago where Beth confided in William of things that she doesn't tell Randall.
That is so true. I completely forgot about that.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah. That is so true.
That's crazy. Also, the argument that we had, the big argument, the flashes to Jack and Rebecca. I forgot about this argument.
Yeah.
Because I put Jack and Rebecca on such a pedestal as well. And yet, I thought that Randall would change his mind because he was having those flashes.
Yes.
I was like, oh, they're showing us these flashes because he's going to change his mind. He's going to be like, you know what? I know you have your dream. Let's do this.
Agreed. I thought he was going to sympathize. He's going to be like, oh, I remember what my mom felt. Okay, this is what I'm doing to Beth. Oh my gosh. But instead I don't know what those flashes did to him. Maybe he always thought Jack was right in that situation. So he's like, Jack was right and now I'm right again. That could be how he perceived it because I was shocked.
That goes back to I don't know if this is accurate, but would that go into gender roles?
I think so. I really think, Rebecca's argument was that basically he doesn't take her career seriously and that he's not happy for her trying to do her own thing. And I feel like that's like how it is even today. The men are really struggling with women wanting to maybe be the breadwinner, maybe want their own lives, maybe be a mom and something else. I think men are like, isn't just being a mom good enough? Isn't being a wife good?
They love and fall in love with a strong woman, but when it comes down to push and shove, they're like, but let me still take care of you.
Yeah. I think that's how it is till this day.
So fascinating.
Yeah.
Oh, girl, I could go on and on and on about all of this and these relationships. Yes. This relationship, I feel like, could be dissected so much. But before we go on to our news, the last thing I'll leave is that I do love that they're showing in a very real depiction of relationships falling apart too. And we don't know if they're going to divorce or not, but those conversations and to see that dissolve. I've had the breakup conversations and I've witnessed divorce and witnessed all these things and they're doing a great job in letting you see that two people that harbor things for so long that eventually it's going to blow.
It's true. No matter how perfect they are. There's no perfect relationship. None.
Just got to figure out how to make it work.
Yeah.
Do we think? Oh, that'll be predictions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get to the
Hold up
news.
before we get to predictions. We're gonna do our news first, and then we'll go into our special segment because we obviously have our tissue moments. So, congratulations to Mandy Moore.
We didn't even say what yet.
So happy for her. She got her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Congratulations to her. It was absolutely amazing for her because she's so young still. I think we forget that she's still so young because she started at such a young age. She's only like 34.
I know. And I was just really happy to see her. I can't remember his name.
Shane West.
Yes.
Shane West.
Co-star from Walk to Remember, which I absolutely loved. He was there showing support. I didn't know they were actual friends, so that was really cute.
Well, I would hope so.
I mean, people were close. I mean, that movie's old.
15 years old.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That was like the love, my dream relationship. Dream movie. Loved it. I loved, and also he made a speech. So if you guys hop online, I'm sure you can find that as well. It's that Shane West went up and made a beautiful speech. I watched it about Mandy Moore telling her, congratulations, you deserve the world, you deserve everything. And we found some pictures for you guys as well. We'll get those up in a moment of where Shane and a lot of Mandy's other co-stars from This Is Us were there. You can see some of those people as well celebrating her, which I think is such a testament to her, is that so many people love her and want to support her. And I'm going to go find her star on the Walk of Fame now. Right here, you can see Shane West with Mandy Moore. Not sure who the gentleman on her right is.
His name is Adam. I can't think of his last name. He's a choreographer.
Fantastic. And then we can hop on over to a couple other ones and you'll see those too, where they have the shot from A Walk to Remember whenever they were on the back lot, which I adore.
So cute. I think it's so funny on Instagram, a lot of the people with the This Is Us cast. Miguel was, well, not Miguel, I can't think of his actual name.
Yes, Miguel was there.
Miguel was there, and everyone was like, who is the guy in the middle? Because he looks like young Miguel, and I guess This Is Us fans are not used to seeing Miguel young, so they were confused as to who he was. I thought that was so funny. A lot of people thought he was an actual old man.
And you're like, wait, he's very handsome.
I'm like, but we see young Miguel, but it was just very funny. A lot of the comments were like, who's that? Is that Miguel? So just had to say that.
I love it. And Milo was there as well. We had the whole team there. And they had Instagram videos. I think they're gone now, but Mandy shared some videos of them like going out to get lunch or dinner after the stars. So I thought that was amazing. And then just another fun little bit. Obviously, we did R&B as this episode. And Randall, clearly, Sterling K. Brown is an amazing father. And I can see so much of Randall in this little clip from Instagram where he's just playing with little baby Tess. It's so stinking cute.
Baby Tess was the cutest.
Look at how sweet she is. I love it
Very
so
cute.
much. She is precious. But yeah, that's pretty much up for news. So congratulations, Mandy Moore.
Yes.
We love you. We're so happy for you. So well deserved. And then now we're going on to our tissue moments.
Ooh.
Our special segment for the evening. I feel like this is really fun to talk like this. Talk like this.
Oh boy, I will start because I guess I'll take it even though I didn't have a tissue moment. It's
1
my
to
first,
5, by the way, guys.
1 to 5. One being like you were like you sad. 5 you were bawling. And this is the first time all season that I have a 0. I thought possibly during the wedding vows moment that I would feel like a little, but I was just like, oh, that's nice, beautiful, but no tears, not even like, I don't know, I'm cold this week. Nothing happened.
I forgot about the vows, and I loved the way that they did it. Honestly, though, I think it was a little like, you can see how codependent they are on each other.
Yeah.
Which I did like. And I loved the ceremony and I thought it was beautiful. That hair on Kevin's face is hilarious. As for me, I would say I'll give it a 2.
Okay.
And that would be the last shot of the episode of Randall laying in his office, and you can see that he is resolved in his decision. And he does not feel any guilt in that decision. Not in a bad way. I think that we can still salvage the relationship. I'm hoping, fingers crossed. But I think he feels good about himself. He feels vindicated is a strong word, but like he feels like he said what he needed to say and he needed to make that moment. He didn't concede to either party. So I think that he's proud of himself in that regards. And also you can see Beth just laying there and staring at her bed and not even sleeping in her own bed because that's their bed. And if it's not him, then she doesn't want to be there. And I think she did that because if we flash back a couple weeks ago where she made Randall sleep on the couch for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
She still slept in that bed, but I think because she knew that he was always going to come back, he was just downstairs.
Yeah.
I think that this one really shook her up and really made her scared, so she doesn't want to like do that.
Okay.
I don't know, but it made me cry for a little bit. I had like a single little tear going down the cheek because I could see
a little Randall tear.
A little
he always
Randall
has
tear.
a little stream coming down.
A little Randall tear, and the shot back to where like she pulled out the check. It's at the first date with Beth.
That was cute.
And then him laying there with the big smile with the flowers. And you can see like what 20 years does to a person. But yeah, that's it. 2 for me, 0 for you.
0. Sorry.
All right. Do we want to move into predictions?
I think so. I'm ready.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV
Predictions.
Ooh. Well, I would say something I hope. I hope Randall and Beth stay together. I think this blowout was actually super healthy and super necessary for this relationship. And they have a strong foundation. Their marriage is built on a strong foundation. So I think they can get through this. So I don't see divorce in their future. And I kind of hope there isn't. Toby and Kate we see in the flashes or the trailer.
Spoiler, by the way, if you guys did not watch the trailer going into next week's episode and you're watching it online, you might want to stop here.
Yes.
Spoiler alert!
Yes. We see some complications with baby Jack. And I think baby Jack will be fine. But I think this will be the spiral to I don't think Toby can handle it anymore. He's just starting to accept that baby Jack is a baby and it's his baby boy. Exactly. I think it's going to be too much. For preemie babies, it's very normal to have complications in these first few weeks that they're out. But I think Toby's not going to be able to handle it, and Kate's going to be over it. So baby Jack will be fine, but I don't know if Toby and Kate will be fine.
That's news to me.
And I have no grand, elaborate story before, but I don't think Keven and Zoe are going to work out.
I don't think Keven and Zoe are going to work out because we see the shot where he's talking to Randall and coaching him through it and saying sometimes it just isn't working out. And we see the shot of Zoe and her face is like, oh, yep, nope, this isn't supposed to work out. So that's that for them. I don't think that they're going to last, unfortunately. I think Keven will be single for a little bit. I don't think he's going to hop on over back to
Sophie.
I think he's going to like get himself clean and figure his life out. I think he needs that. I don't think he's ever had that time by himself that he needs to like just chill out for a moment. As for Randall and Beth, I don't think they're going to get divorced either.
Yay.
I don't. I think that, like you said, I agree with you. This is a healthy scare for them to really realize how much their relationship is worth. I think they're going to have to reevaluate and make some compromises between the two of them. I think we see that a little bit in the previews is that they're going to make some compromises between the two and really evaluate whether or not, like, how much we really want this marriage. Like, dreams aside, your marriage at this point, 20 years later, has become your dream. So, like, are we going to fight for that dream or are we fighting for the other dream singular? So we'll see. And then lastly, I think baby Jack will be okay. Just because I want baby Jack to be okay. But I don't think Toby and Kate are over with, but I think this is where Toby's depression starts to come into play. And then something is going to happen with him and his health of some sort.
Ooh, something dark is going to happen too.
I don't know, because I see like Kate going to check in on him whenever we were doing the flash forward.
Yeah.
And I think it was a little bit more than depression.
Ooh, okay.
It seemed like it was a little bit more severe than depression. But who's to say? I guess we shall find out, guys.
On the finale, it's here.
18 weeks later, guys, and it's the finale.
Yes.
Let us know all of your predictions, because obviously this is a big finale for us. It has been the culmination of season 3. We've gone through a lot this season, y'all. So thank you so much for sticking with us. We hope you enjoyed this after show. Obviously, we had some in-depth opinions about Randall and Beth. So we want to hear what you have to say. Be sure to comment below, like, and subscribe to this episode and this channel. Again, my name is Candice Cruz. You can find me on all my social media at Candice R. Cruz.
And I am Parris Rose. You can find me everywhere at Parris Rose, Parris with 2 eyes.
We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.